Tales of the Iron Bone. Tales of the Iron Bone. The saint who washed the mud. A monk lived in a house made of mud bricks. One day he decided that mud was impure. "I must cleanse my home," he said. "I want a house of pure light." He took a bucket of water and a scrub brush. He scrubbed the wall. The mud dissolved into brown sludge. "It is coming off," he cheered. "I am purifying it." He scrubbed harder. He scrubbed away the wall. He scrubbed away the floor. He scrubbed away the roof. Finally, he was standing in an empty field, holding a wet brush, wet with mud. "Where is my house of light?" he wept. The wind whispered, "The house was made of the mud. When you destroyed the impurity, you destroyed the shelter. The light does not need a house, it needs a space to shine." Moral: you try to scrub away your ego, your body, and your world, thinking they are dirty. You do not see that Maya, illusion, is the only brick available to build the temple of experience. The lantern that searched for the sun. An oil lantern heard legends of a great fire in the sky called the sun. "I am a light," said the lantern. "I must go find my king." The lantern traveled at night. Everywhere it went, it saw only the things it illuminated: trees, rocks, roads. It never saw the sun. "I am a failure," thought the lantern. "I only see my own small circle." It decided to travel by day. It walked out at noon. But in the blazing brilliance of the high noon sun, the flame of the lantern became invisible. It looked at its own wick and saw nothing. "I have died," screamed the lantern. "No," said the sun, "you have not died, you have merged. You cannot see me because I am the light that allows you to see. When you stand in me, you disappear." Moral: the search ends not with seeing the object, but with the disappearance of the seeker. Lock that hated the key. A heavy iron lock hung on a treasure chest. It was rusted shut. It felt safe. "I am solid," said the lock. "No one enters me. I keep the darkness inside safe." One day the master came with a golden key. He shoved it into the lock. "Rape," screamed the lock. "Violation, you are hurting me, you are twisting my insides." The key turned. The rust cracked with a painful shriek. The internal tumblers were forced open against their will. "I am breaking," cried the lock. Then the shackle popped open. The chest lid lifted. And for the first time in centuries, the lock looked inside the chest. It wasn't empty. It was filled with diamonds. The lock realized that its integrity had been the only thing keeping it from its own wealth. Moral: we resist grace because it feels like a violation of our ego. We scream as the divine twists inside us, not knowing that the pain is simply the breaking of the rust that keeps us closed. The mirror's hunger. A magic mirror hung in a dining hall. For years, it reflected the feasts. It showed the roast boar, the wine, and the cakes. But the mirror was sad. "I reflect the food," it said, "but I never taste it. I am always empty." It grew jealous of the diners. "I want to eat," it roared, so the mirror decided to become sticky. When the image of an apple hit the glass, the mirror refused to let it go. It held onto the reflection, then it held the reflection of a candle, then a face. Soon, the mirror was covered in a chaotic mess of frozen images. It became gray, cluttered, and blind. It could no longer reflect anything new, and it still hadn't tasted anything. "You fool," said the wall. "Your taste is the act of reflecting. By letting the image pass through you, you experience its essence. By holding it, you turn it into paint." Moral: the moment you try to keep the experience, you lose the capacity to experience. The bird that flew into the mountain. A small sparrow flew toward a massive granite mountain. "Move," chirped the sparrow. "I am flying here." The mountain did not move. "I will crash," thought the sparrow. "I am soft and he is hard." But the sparrow was a master of will. Instead of turning away, she increased her speed. She decided that she was not a bird and the mountain was not a rock. She decided they were both made of space. She flew straight at the cliff face. She didn't blink. At the moment of impact, she didn't shatter. She passed straight through the stone as if it were mist, Coming out the other side into a new sky, she looked back. The mountain was still solid granite. How? Asked a goat watching from the ledge. I didn't try to break the rock, said the sparrow. I simply remembered that the rock is a dream, and I am the dreamer. Moral: the world seems solid only because you believe in its density. To the awakened will, the hardest obstacle is as permeable as smoke. XIX.